Super Ember Kaboom is a fast-paced, cute and colourful platform action game that sees you play as Ember, a girl crossed as a fox, able to run through these 2D platforming levels, smashing everything up as she goes with really loud sound effects. This game is designed for speedrunning, in my personal opinion, although there's no actual clock running in the game itself, because everything is so rhythmic and flowy in a way that you just keep on wanting to speed forward, smashing the enemies out of the way and collecting the gems and fruits in order to either give you access to other levels or to give you more lives as you collect lots and lots of fruit. The game is super easy to pick up and it's really accessible and approachable, and when I say fast paced, I mean it. You speed through this game and you are, quite frankly, a wee bit overpowered, but the idea of this is that you can run and jump, obviously, but then you've got this tailspin attack, and you can either just tailspin attack enemies as you come towards them, or you can do it in the air, or you can press jump and then a tailspin down and kind of smash down on enemies as well, but you don't jump on them because that will make you lose one of your hearts. However, you come equipped with this thing called Flame, which is a spirit who is the last spirit remaining, but they're able to take on the different elements of different power-ups that you go along with, and this charges up your tail spin attack. So if you've got a fire one, it will throw out a projectile fire element that will keep going and kill multiple enemies. The freeze one will slow enemies down. The wind one, called Gale, will actually blast you forward a little bit in your attack as well, which is quite handy if you think you're going to miss a ledge. And then there's things like Light and Shock, which send down bolts from middle of the screen, so it's before you even get to being able to tailspin attack them. You can attack enemies that are out of your reach. Because these power-ups fly about everywhere, you don't go more than about 15 seconds without having a power up maximum, you're always fully charged, and so actually a part of the fun is just wrecking the havoc as you kind of explode your way through everything. The trick with some of this though is that particularly things like the shock and light ones, for example, they do explode some of the floor around you, and so some of the fun of this is where you accidentally pick up a power up but you're on a block based bridge with loads of enemies on, and you don't want to smash up all of your bridge as you're running through. Every few levels in each area there is a boss. The bosses are super easy though. They've got very simple attack patterns, and again, so long as you just watch your attack pattern and stay far enough away until you get the power up that can smash an enemy down, these are a blast and they're very easy to get through. There are also levels where the camera moves continuously and you've got to stay on the screen. There are also some levels where they're timed and you need to complete them within 60 seconds. By far the hardest levels in these games though are two different types. One is where all of the graphics are in a certain shade, so sometimes you wander into traps that you don't realise are traps unless you're paying attention. But the second one is where you've got an evil version of yourself as an evil ember that runs around and keeps hitting you. And so you need to make sure that you can clear the level whilst also avoiding this evil ember at the same time. Largely though, while Super Ember Kaboom is a really fast-paced and fun and inviting and colourful and explosive game, very loud, very approachable and very easy to pick up and play, it's very easy. I completed this game in exactly 60 minutes. And so there were some additional gems that I'd missed somewhere around where I could go back and try and be a completionist, which therefore unlocks a little bonus chapter at the end. But outside of that, the actual game was a blast to go through. I had 99 lives at the end of it because I'd played that quickly and got through, and fruit is that abundance that you can't really lose your lives. And so there is a kind of question for me of ease versus feeling all powerful and smashing everything out of your way. And thankfully I felt that Super Ember Kaboom actually falls towards the latter more than the former, because I was engaged enough to just keep on seeing everything explode everywhere and enjoying the feeling of feeling all powerful. It reminds me very much, when you get superhero games and at the beginning you're fighting level 1 and you've got all of your powers and then they take them all away. This game feels like the level 1 of those games all the way through, and I don't see that as being a particularly bad thing. One thing I will say though is that the sound on this game is so loud that it actually peaks and starts to distort. And if there was one criticism I did have for this game aside from the difficulty, it would be that the sound desperately needed toning down a few decibels so that it stopped peaking throughout the experience. But yeah, I had good fun with this. Super Ember Kaboom, out now. Solo dev too. Written review will be over on higherplanegames.com. Take care. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.